welcome to episode 25 of Pineapples and Thorns. Hey guys, can you believe that we're recording our 25th episode? I can't believe we actually made it this far.
Yeah, it's amazing. 25 already.
Yeah, feels so old. We're super excited to welcome our good friend Magnus to the show. Welcome, Magnus.
Hello.
So maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, what town hall levels you play, and a little bit about your Clash history, how you started playing, and the clans you played in.
Yeah, for sure. So currently I am playing on two Town Hall 14s. One is almost maxed, just a few walls remaining. The other one has been more neglected, a lot of walls, but done all the defenses. Now it's just the traps to go. I also have a 13 I'm debating pushing the button on, as well as a new Town Hall 11 because 3 wasn't enough punishment that I'm trying to get maxed before the end of the month. So clan history, I started off like anyone else did, just randomly due to, well, for me, it wasn't the Super Bowl. I actually have been playing some zombie game and it was like, need extra lives, and it referred over to Clash of Clans. And I ended up liking that game so much more than the game I was playing, and I ended up staying with Clash. So I've been playing Clash since about January of 2014. Started off in just some random clan, something about, female undergarment droppers or shake or something of that nature. Wasn't sure what we were doing. Clan wars weren't a thing. You had global, but no one went on it in our group anyway, and the clan chat was pretty quiet. Not knowing what I was doing, ended up making a alt account and found myself in a different clan with it, where I ended up meeting the leader of Crystal Warrior Arena, which at the time was the feeder for Crystal Warrior. So reached out to him. I was like, hey, I actually have a Town Hall 9 at the time. That was where most of the competition was happening, about 2016, I want to say. So came over with that and, worked my way up into leadership of Arena. Ended up running the feeder for about 6 to 8 months before we ended up merging into Crystal Warrior altogether. Through Arena and Crystal Warrior, we also did participate in the first 5 seasons of the Champions War League, so I have a fair amount of experience with that, as well as with the MLCW and a little bit of NDL. Unfortunately, as most clans tend to burn out, we definitely did, and I am leaving Crystal Warrior with everyone else. We went to an all Town Hall 13 clan before the Town Hall 14 dropped, and I spent about a year there, but I wasn't really clicking. A lot of creative differences, we could say, and lo and behold, Cat is everywhere. I dropped a message in Val Margulis's general chat being like, hey, anyone got a clan? My 14 is ready. 13 at the time. Just looking for someone for my Town Hall 13. And Cat just slid right in my DMs. I know a place. And somehow I managed to trick her into giving me coast. So, the rest is history.
Free co. So, yeah, I couldn't help. I had to be kind and offer a home. I'd taken strays, Tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel, because you do some recapping and things like that.
For sure.
How did you get into doing it?
I really wanted to show off the performance of Crystal Warrior because we, as I mentioned, were doing league play, and we didn't have an in-house recapper. We at the time were affiliated with War Whales, so every now and then Snip Attacks would come in and he'd maybe grab a replay or so. But I wanted something that was a bit more consistent. So it was initially, through on my computer, BlueStacks, record through OBS, no editing, had no idea what I was doing, just download music from YouTube Audio and submit, and there was your hot pile of recap. And as time went on, I took it a bit more seriously, and I still wanted to show off our league play, but as our clan family had changed, we were no longer affiliated with War Whales. We actually made our own group at one point with some names like Chirp Swim Big, Boston Tea Party. We were grouped with them, as well as an old alliance called UWA, where it was the United War Alliance. So it was just a bunch of people who would come together, do leagues, do potlucks, that sort of thing. And I would raise my hand. Hey, I can recap, and I would try to bring all of these, attacks together, trying to show something of that nature off. Since then, it's more so just been a good practice because, on a personal level, in my professional, I don't get a lot of chance to do public speaking. So I felt that, a YouTube channel is probably one of the best ways of getting over that hurdle.
Mm-hmm. So do you think you'd ever venture into streaming on Twitch or YouTube?
So I've thought about it during, the chaos that was March 2020. I actually did set up all the stream keys. I was actually debating getting into it, but as I quickly went back to work and not long after that went back to school, I don't have the time for it right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't ruled it out.
So tell it a little bit about why you enjoy recapping, other than like the public speaking. I know that it's also could be a little bit frustrating. I know recently you've run into some issues with doing some recaps. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
The daily updates, wiping out your videos.
I mean, as a small content creator, how can you not love having replays vanish overnight?
Yeah.
So I just like the fact that, we have a great core group of players. And, if you're not putting them out there, it's just, for me, it was always a great way of showing recognition. Like, I really like that attack you did. I want to
Mm-hmm.
make a video around it. I did one for the guy not too long ago where I noticed for a few weeks, months, he was really tuned in with this one composition. And, it's not that he would triple every single time, but he was consistent and he did it the exact same way. So I reached out to him. I asked, like, hey, can I feature your attack as a video? And sure enough, he said yes. And, that's something I want to get into a bit more. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
player spotlights, maybe more of the CFF when I get a bit more time, things of that nature, because there are some very, very competent attackers in our, several thousand circle group of friends.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, some really amazing attacks that we've seen people do, and it just kind of, you go, how do you do that?
Hmm.
So, Peter, why don't you talk about a little bit about some of the news around the CFF?
Great. There has been so much going on. I'm going to start with right today. There was the Crystal to join. Well, this isn't CFF news, but it's league news or
Mm-hmm.
semi-league news. It was hosted by Carl. He did a 3-hour stream. It was 5v5 teams in the esports type format, where it was a 45-minute war with a 5-minute prep. Was it just 5 minutes?
Yeah, just 5 minutes.
5-minute prep. So we filled CCs quickly and we had a batting order, as it were, and took our turns. Magnus, unfortunately, was working, so he didn't get in there, but I know he was in at the end, cheering us on. We did do that great. I mean, everybody got their 2-star. Nobody could triple. And it's hard in those kind of formats, but it was a lot of fun. And Magnus threw it right away. We need to do this scrims just for fun in the family, like within our, even within Redthorn. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And the
it really
time went
was.
fast.
Yeah.
I had to hit at the 9-minute mark, and I thought, gosh, it's going to take forever. And then before I knew it, it's like, oh, the next attack is mine. I need to look at this base again. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it really makes you appreciate, when you see the pros doing it and tripling consistently.
Yes. And when we had ODS and the Trilitatavan guys on talking about, the mods can just come on and say, no, you're attacking now. We're ready now. Go now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that would be so much more pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
So we did have some big league things. Morgan organized an all Town Hall 14, like a Legends push weekend at the end of the season. I never actually saw how high the clan got in any particular level. I think I heard something like 24th in USA. I think Puppy Explosion was in USA.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually see it myself. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, to get all those big hitters in there, it was good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we spun a war, and I didn't get to finish that war. I had to run away, but we were leading 101 to 86 with about 25 minutes to go. So we really showed our stuff. And then on the exact opposite of that, Bass of Magirian Army, he hosted the size doesn't matter war. And they capped the town halls at 13, and then we got all the way down to a bunch of town hall 7s and everything in between, and that was a lot of fun. I had a newish town hall 9 in there, Heal the Grass. Oh, and shout out to Nitin. He thinks I really missed an opportunity to call it Heal the Grass Tyson. He thinks I missed out on that name, so I thought it was pretty clever.
He is right.
Again,
You did miss out on that.
that was a good one.
100%. Yeah, it's a good one. Although that is a bit of a Canadian reference, so it might not be as funny to everybody else across the
Fine.
globe.
Yeah,
but
well, that's a good point.
But it is good. It is good. I like it.
So I also had a couple of Town Hall 7 fillers in there. I hit early with those, but it was like a feeding frenzy at the beginning of that war. Within the first hour, I think the bottom 20 bases or 25 bases were cleared, tripled, done. And we ended up winning that war 146 to 118 against some clan called Joseph. Yeah. So that was 146 out of 140 stars. Out of 150 stars. It was quite amazing. Quite amazing. What else is coming up? Oh, Noble Hero is hosting an FC tournament. They're calling it Green is Gold. Their wrinkle is you're going to roll the dice in the dice bot in the server, and 1 to 6, and whatever number you get is how many tens of goblins you have to use in your army comp. So you could have to use up to 60 spots of goblins. Oh, wow. This is only Town Hall 14 to begin with. And I've seen some of the people trying to organize, their FC time. Everybody's going to move into Noble to do that. I did not sign up. I don't know what happened. I have so much on the go suddenly. It's been crazy. Yeah, so good luck to those people.
Yeah, and this is for St. Paddy's Day, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm kind of looking forward to is Hammer Jam. Usually comes out the end of March. So anybody who's, thinking about starting a new account, Hammer Jam allows a Town Hall 2 to build a clan castle, and then therefore we can join a clan of all Town Hall 2s. It's very humbling to have 4 giants and 5 goblins and a bunch of archers try to triple a base. It's a different world than Town Hall 14, let me tell you. So look forward to that. Hopefully Hammer Jam will come again this year. I think it will. I have no doubt it will, but we'll see. And on the heels of that, of course, don't forget Mini Mondays, running every week. Yeah. Except CWL weeks in Kent Greenhouse. They're a lot of fun. Get some practice in with your little accounts. Mm-hmm. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the C2J guys, again, are running a Coke versus Pepsi war. Right. I had no idea people are so passionate between Coke and Pepsi. Our friend C-Note, he's a Pepsi drinker, right? Everybody puts up their coffee meme in the morning. C-Note puts up his Pepsi meme. Well, I tell you, I think he's met his match in Ace. Ace just thinks Coke is the thing. And he has found memes for days and days and days. It's incredible.
I'm not really sure where he's digging those up because...
Exactly. So they've been a lot of fun.
Yeah. The banter has been hilarious.
Yeah, bigger than any rivalry I would have guessed. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
So I have a small bet going with C-Note. He and I are going to do Discord name changes. So I will become Pepsi W67 for a month or whatever. I might know. I think he said he wants me to change my name to I Love C-Note or something like that. And I'm going to make him change his name to Coke Note. So we'll see what happens.
Those are great. Yeah. And then we just finished SCCWL, right?
Right. So actually, we did really, really well. Again, across the family. Red Thorn managed to stay in Masters 1. There were 20 stars out of promoting. It was really close. I think if the war week had been short, only 5 wars, I think Red Thorn had it. There seemed to be a little bit of end of the week burnout. Mm-hmm. I think you saw it. Yeah. So that was tough.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was good. And then TGF Rising, it wasn't a spectacular week for us. I led the ugly parade. I did have 1 stars this week. But we stuck in Champs 3. So I don't want to talk anymore about that one. That was, yeah. But Crystal Warrior, we faced a bunch of Town Hall 14 only clans, and we had we had 9 Town Hall 13s on the roster, and we still managed to stay in Masters 3. So that was really impressive.
Yeah, that is
So,
nice.
yeah, all you Town Hall 13s, push the button to Town Hall 14 so we can get Crystal Warrior up another level. And then across the family, Dark Sector promoted to Masters 1, so that's fun for them. Dark Thorn stuck in Masters 3, and Dark Allegiance stayed in Crystal 3.
Awesome. So I was going to ask you, what's your preference, 5-war format or 7-war format?
You know, when you said people are thinking about burnout, at the moment, that day, I thought, yeah, I could be done with CWL today. And then we were headed into the 6th war. So I really like the 5 days. I don't think it's coming back. I think it was a one-off. Supercell might have just needed it shorter that week to allow the China server severing.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I was a big fan of the 5-day. I liked that. It seemed like a nice length. It really did.
Yeah, not too long, not too short. It just seemed to you kept the energy up. So I think by War 6, people are just I've had enough.
Oh yeah, like War 7 especially. It's like, okay, this is over. Like let's just get this done, wrap it up, let's go.
Exactly.
And especially in TGF Rising, it's like people make their hit and they're gone. I'm going back to Red Thorn. So happy to be home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What did you think, Magnus?
The 5-war format was by far the best quality of life change I had seen, and then they took it away. The burnout was real. I saw it across all 3 clans. I kept an account in Red Thorn. I saw what was happening. They did quite well, and then as Kat mentioned, the burnout became very real. We hung out quite well in Crystal Warrior despite having so many Town Hall 13s. But our guys did really well pulling out those doubles on those 14s because you can't afford a 1-star in these, one hit days.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna to my own horror though, did you see that 13 versus 14 I grabbed on day 5 or day 6?
Yes, I sure did. Because your caption was, "I can't 14v14, but I can 13v14."
I get max base too, 139k.
Wow, that's
just walls.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So no, I mean, I definitely do like the short format. I think it's better just for the experience because people are more engaged. That was the biggest thing is once we went to 7 days, I saw all these lights going off and, people weren't checking in as much it felt like anyway.
Right.
Whereas with day 5, people were excited.
Yeah, because there was more on the line, right? Every war mattered more.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Even with TGF and that bumpy roller coaster we had, we were able to hang because we had 2 more days.
So, Peter, one thing that I wanted to talk about is something in the CFF that's just been introduced is the membership that was recently brought in. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Fox has given me a really great thing to kind of present. And I think I'm just going to read what she wrote because she did really well.
Okay.
And I'm going to add my own thing. We love making our podcast, and we have an amazing Clash Files community. And if you would like to support us by donating to our efforts, now you can. Thanks to our Discord collaboration, we have unlocked something called premium memberships. And if you can subscribe to our server and you become a guardian of the CFF and get several fun perks, including a shout out from us, a special role, there are 14 username color options. You can get your own .bot code and more. All membership funds are poured right back into the CFF podcast, the community enrichment, helping us provide resources, event prizes, and giveaways for more and more and more people. So that's fantastic. This is all through Fox's immersion in the Discord family, right? She is in that community group, and so she's gotten this for us.
Yeah.
And so it's fantastic. I'm really humbled by it. I'm doing the podcast for fun, but now someone who says, you know what, I really like listening to Peter and Kat, they can, give us a small token, and now we can do prizes in something like the Green is Gold FC tournament. That really makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really just a fun little extra thing that is available in the CFF and allows us to, like you say, funnel any monies that come in, go right back into the community as gifts and little prizes and things like that. So it just adds to the whole event experience because we do run a lot of events there, and it's nice to be able to have a little prize at the end of it for people. So, yeah, it's something that's a lot of fun. And I know there's a couple of people who've already subscribed. I believe C Note is one of them, and I think you.
I may
Peter?
have, yes, just so I could get a champagne. I forget what the color is I picked. Champagne something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll shout you both out right here for that. That's awesome. One thing I did want to talk about on a little bit more serious note is that Supercell's pulled its games from or are in the process of pulling its games from the Russian and Belarus app stores, and they said in one of their updates coming up that they'll temporarily ban all Russian and Belarus players from the game. Has anyone here noticed any impact yet on that?
I have not noticed.
Rusty, have you seen anything?
No, I haven't noticed too much. I mean, I am not big on the Russian community, and I keep my language setting on English, so I haven't had much interaction over there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they brought Global back, I could have chatted with some of them, but no, I haven't noticed much in terms of. I mean, I guess like you'd notice, when you're in the wild, like some Russian accounts and stuff or whatnot and stuff. But like, I mean, I guess I didn't really notice too much of the difference either. Like with like the China thing either. Like just
Right.
I mean, the languages. I'm pretty North American focused on my languages here. Like I'm not going to pretend like I can't tell the difference between when I'm looking at, like Japanese or Mandarin or Korean. I can't really tell. So I don't notice much of a difference. And I mean, Russian, I guess, is a little bit easier to tell on some of the symbols, but I don't know. I get out of sight, out of mind. I guess you don't really think about it too much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think there was somebody who'd mentioned that they'd been in a war, and I think there was like a couple of Russian players on the other side, and they weren't able to hit their base. But I guess it would come down to sort of the same thing as when they moved the Chinese players off of our servers, that you weren't able to scout their bases and attack them at all. So I guess that's sort of what the impact that we will see.
Yeah, exactly.
So did any of you listen to Darian's interview on the Mac Report?
I did not, so count me out on that one.
I did.
Peter?
I haven't had the chance.
Darian comes very close to saying stuff, but he never actually says anything. He keeps promising that it's going to be a very big update. And he he did say a couple things about the structure of Supercell, and he's only one small part of it. He's our community manager, but all the community managers together are the face of Supercell. So that was kind of interesting. I didn't really think about it that way. So yeah, that was fun.
He's a very good spokesman, like you say. Like he says absolutely everything with saying absolutely nothing. Like he's very, very good at that, and that is quite clearly his job, right? So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did talk about their big feature. Those are his words, which is upcoming, but he didn't give any other details other than it's going to be a lot of fun and magnificent. Kind of like massive. So
the return of Global.
We can only wish. He did.
Is it going to be magnificent?
Magnificent.
Ayo.
He did also say that the majority of players in Clash now are Town Hall 14, according to their stats.
Oh.
So that was an interesting little bit of data. And all of their updates that they've been bringing on over the past year are geared towards this new feature that they're bringing in. So that was really interesting. And of course, they're talking about the 10-year Clash anniversary. And he was saying that they do have lots of plans for it. So he didn't say anything that was going to happen, but he just mentioned that very few games reach the 10-year mark, especially a mobile game. So, they're very aware that Clash of Clans is one of the games that made Supercell what it is today. So they do have some plans in the works for it. So that's going to be interesting.
And then along with that, so many people at Town Hall 14, he did mention that many, many, many updates have included ways to get players more quickly to Town Hall 14. it does feel like whatever this
Yes.
new thing is, it's going to be at the top end. It's going to be for those max players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he did talk also, like you said, about the fact that they brought in, these different magic books and
Yes, right.
the clan games and all this stuff. It's all geared towards helping people progress more quickly up the ladder. And even, this, Peter, because you've got the smaller accounts that you've started. They have the I guess, what are they, the mini passes?
Right. This is like the pre-gold pass gold pass. It's free. You just
Mm-hmm.
you get bonus things for playing. So the more you play or progress through, right up to the end of Town Hall 7, you're getting these rewards. And it can be, 1,000,000 gold, which is really significant when your, highest upgrade, is the Town Hall at 2,000,000. So they were really, really super things. So basically I had my walls done before the research was done, which is unbelievable, right? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
shocking.
Magnus, I credit you for this, right? You were the one who posted this on December 23rd or December 24th. So it is now March 12th. That's just a little under 3 months. And I have a middle of the road Town Hall 9 now. So you can really chew through it.
Well, you're welcome for your crippling Clash addiction.
Thank you.
I'm happy to help.
So let's dive into some ideas for the update upcoming, and some talk about Clash of Clans in general. Let's talk a little bit about war, and each of us can answer this. How do you plan your attacks? Do you put a lot of planning into it, or is it like a YOLO kind of a thing? Magnus, you're a guest.
So I definitely, want to perform well, because nobody likes to walk away with a 1-star or 2-star. I mean, you only bring home that, that big 3-star. So there's a few compositions that I do keep, on hand, and I'm always looking for the base that will be a good fit for that. But my main one is that whatever I'm using in Legends is what I'm trying to use in War, because if I can't use it in War, why am I using it in Legends, and vice versa? That said, there will be times where I'll have to default to another composition because it just makes more sense, and you have to do that as a diverse attacker. You have to be able to pivot when pivoting is required. So definitely not a lot of planning. Definitely more than the 30 seconds you're accommodated in Legends, but maybe a couple minutes. Nothing too crazy. Not sketching anymore.
What are you using now in Legends? And then what's your favorite one right now for War?
So honestly, I missed the last week of War because I was just so busy with my academics and with work. So I haven't warred since CWL ended. However, I am in Legends right now using Hybrid. So I'm back to that. Today I've done 7 of my 8 attacks, and I've pulled away 3 triples so
Wow.
far. So pushing for that 50% hit rate. It's getting better as time goes on. It's getting that queen charge down is the make it or break it of that attack. You lose that queen, and you might as well hit that battle.
Yeah, it's very tough on the Hogs and Miners when they run over that Town Hall bomb.
They don't do well with it for
Yeah.
some reason.
I don't know why. What about you, Peter?
So I'm similar. I've recently picked up Queen Charge Dragon Riders, only just to be working on my Queen Charge more. I'm also using that in Legends, and then, like Magnus says, I cherry pick a base that kind of suits itself. I'm using the Flame Flinger, so you can't have expos too tight to the edges and things like that. The mortars you can kind of eliminate with balloons. So yeah, I feel the same way, that I get something I'm comfortable with, or I would like to get better with, and I use it until I can't.
Rusty, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not sketching anymore, but anything. But old habits die hard. My brain still goes through the same process essentially without putting, virtual pen to virtual paper. I'm pretty much a one-trick pony these days. Just the amount of time I'm playing, I'm doing a lot of drags and loons and drag riders. But I'm not up in Legends or anything, so, and I'm just doing the KGH wars, but I'm having pretty good success rates still with that. So probably I would say 40% triple rate.
pretty good.
Sometimes I go in hotter streaks, sometimes I go in colder streaks, but yeah, I mean, it's always there. There's always just at least a chance, which is nice. So even if it's such a reliable attack, like I'm 80% plus, like basically every single time, regardless of if it's a triple or a 2-star. So yeah, I mean, that's basically my life these days. No, I haven't gotten back into hybrid yet. I know I should. I just kind of dragging my feet, I guess.
No pun intended.
Yeah, just like I know I should do it. I know I can. I know I should. I know I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do dragons again. So yeah, that's basically how it's been going. But
they are strong. Strong. It's hard to move away from them.
Oh, exactly.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you like, I'm only warring in KGH these days, so we're only getting a couple 14s. It's a pretty reliable attack for no matter what base you're going to see, like without having to pick and choose up and down. There's the odd time where I'm like, oh, this is kind of crappy, but yeah, I like it. It works good. It's also good, super strong for dipping, so that's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of fluctuating between super drags and gone back to regular drags and dragon riders lately. Also, I tried out super bowlers for a while, and it was like a kind of hit and miss on those because I'm not understanding them quite yet. I know Lolly in Redthorn just destroys everything in sight with those things.
He's always on our leaderboard, isn't he?
She's amazing and
consistently
with that. And I just need to sit down with her, I think, and have her explain them to me because I'd really like to use them. They're kind of a fun troop, and I just don't quite get them. And I did take some lessons with Saul and some of the pros there that he was offering on hybrid, and so I was using that for a while. So that was a lot of fun. So but I think you're right. It's good to have a couple of different attacks in your pocket because definitely some of the bases that you see, you just think, oh, how am I going to make dragons work on this? Well, maybe you can't. So it's nice to have something else that you can maybe go to in war to use that. Do any of you guys ever use spotters for regular wars, or have you ever used one?
I have never.
Honestly, so when we were doing the summer scrim, I was using spotters. Just because, with that one-hit format, you kind of need it, I would say.
Yeah.
But realistically, not with regular wars. It's been not since League.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to coordinate getting somebody on voice with you to spot you on a weeknight in a regular war.
Magnus, when you were in League and using a spotter, what was the spotter's responsibility? Well, did you give them instructions like, I need you to tell me when the CC pulls and tell me what the CC is? Or can you tell me when I step into range of this defense?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the time, I mean, at the time I was playing competitively, it would have been for mostly 10v10s when it was still fairly challenging. So you'd be looking for, are there troll Teslas? What did I pull with the CC? All right, I'm doing a queen charge or queen walk, so I need to drop my, my troops. Can you watch my hero while I'm sending these down? So if I need to pop ability or drop a rage, I don't lose my queen because this also predates the auto ability. So you lose your queen once again and battle.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I've been down that road many times before. End an attack at 3% because you lost your queen early because there was 4 black bombs that killed all of your freaking healers when you're getting hit by a couple expos and you're dropping the rest of your troops. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
And that's back when you couldn't heal through the Inferno either, right? That was made queen charges a definite challenge.
Oh, absolutely. You had to be on point with your free spells.
The good old days.
Yeah, especially even in the good old days of the multis, you couldn't even get through a multi before, too, back in the day.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about quality of life. What can Supercell give us in the spring update?
Bring
Magnus,
back global.
Definitely. I'm all
So
for that.
once upon a time, I do recall Darian had made a reference to, wouldn't it be cool if, as a max player, I'm a 14, but I miss the lower levels. Instead of having to farm it up, you could actually go in and play as that lower level for a war. So going to this war, I'm going to be a Town Hall 12. So he mentioned this,
I love this
a
idea.
while ago. It could be the update. Maybe
I
that's why
really
it's
like
taking
that.
so long.
Because if I have a max 14, but I want to participate in a all Town Hall 10 league or something, I can't because I don't
Mini
have,
Monday.
I don't have any of those accounts. But yet I've been through all of them and I farmed up my account to max. So why can't I say, oh, okay, this war I want to play as a max 12?
I love these ideas. Yeah, that would be great. Because I feel like I rushed through Town Hall 11 to try to get to 12. I was always a little bit behind, and I never really liked 11. Lots of people have said to me, "Oh, 11 was
Mhm.
my favorite Town Hall. It gave me, the Warden and blah blah blah." And I have poor memories of 11, so that this would be really appealing to me.
What are you guys thinking? Probably just FC, say, or not FC. Sorry, just Friendly Wars.
Or
No, I
just
think
wars.
just
It could be
wars
a
in
mechanic
general.
where, you hit a toggle and, this is my town hall for this war.
Yep.
Your heroes are going to be capped, your CC will be capped, and, you know, you take whatever you get. I mean, obviously there's a benefit friendly war, but if you want to play as a Town Hall 9 and you match a Town Hall 14, well, rip.
Yeah, no, sorry, I just meant, do we think that Supercell will give it to us for randoms, or if it will be just for Friendly Wars?
I think we would like it for all.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I know what we
Yeah.
would like.
It's probably
I know that.
easier for them
No
to do a
question.
friendly than anything else, I'd say.
Yeah, that's my only
Yeah.
thought is because it's, well, they have to. I think that they essentially have to write separate codes, right? For one for Friendly Wars and one for regular wars.
To say, I mean, the amount of coding might be the same.
You know what? They've already started on some of that coding, right? Because now the lower town halls can't get,
Mhm.
let's say, a max troop. Probably Town Hall 14 can donate hogs to a
Exactly.
7, but they're only level 4s, not level 11s or whatever we're up to now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that code's slowly in there anyway. Yeah, I hope that would be really great for me. That would be fun.
Yeah. I like that. Another thing that somebody had mentioned was the ability to call or see calls or notes while scouting. So you're scouting a base, and if somebody had put some notes on the base, you could see those notes while you're scouting the base.
Instead of shooting back.
Yeah, back and forth, flipping back and forth.
Yeah, because there's not really a big point of scouting a base if someone's already called it, right? So I like this idea too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like a button where you can click on the notes, like almost as if you'd click on like clan mail when you're looking at your regular base. But except when you're scouting, you can click on like a notepad button that would have the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another thing someone had mentioned was the ability to take 2 armies for Legends players. So the same thing as like, when you're in Builder Base, like you can adjust your army. But if you're in Legends, why couldn't you have, say, 2 armies queued? Like one for, if you're an air hitter, and one for ground or something. You know what I mean?
I would
Yeah.
love this.
I would
Same.
also love it. I'm not sure that one's coming only because the pros would correct everything.
I agree. I think that there's too many good players that could with two comps could crack any base or damn near.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's one of those things Supercell won't give us.
I think it'd be a great thing though, but yeah, you're right. It's some of the pro players, the higher skilled players would definitely take very good advantage of that. Okay, this is one thing on my wish list. A bigger clan size to accommodate guests and visitors. It could be a new perk at clan level 25 or something. What do you guys think?
I think you need this.
Do we have a
I'd
space
love it.
issue at Red Thorn?
Not at
Yeah,
all.
I would personally love it, even if they didn't increase max war size. I would
Mhm.
love it if they could you could have, 60, 70, 75 members,
Mhm.
and then the regular war rules are the same, like if you're not in the war, you can't donate to the war, CCs and stuff like that. Like, why not? They got the capability, they got the money to make their servers big enough to be able to support it and all that stuff. I don't see why there's a reason, other than I guess just forcing new clans to be made, because once you're at 50, then you have to create a new one, and they want new clans being made, new money being spent.
That's true.
Nothing says fun like donating 6 troops and waiting 20 minutes to do it again.
Nothing like it.
Oh, don't miss those days. Okay, who's got some ideas for new super troops? Magnus?
Super Hog Rider.
Ooh, what would it do?
Oh my god. Maybe it'd be inverted and it would be,
He's like, well, you didn't ask that.
Now on the spot, Cat.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Maybe an effect where, obviously the housing space would have to be drastically improved or increased, but, it jumps through a defense and slams down its hammer and it does radius damage.
Ooh.
I like it.
Like almost like a mini mortar effect with splash.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. What else? Peter, you got any ideas?
We talked about a super hog before, but maybe like invisible to begin with. But I like this. I like this earthquake slamming hammer thing. That's good. But I think the next one needs to be super healer. I still let my queen die on a queen charge. So a healer that can, I don't know, withstand a little more damage incoming would be really super.
Like a town hall poison.
Like a town hall poison
Something
or an inferno beam.
Rusty, you got any ideas?
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to say that every time we discuss this, we always go to hogs. Like we all want like these just variations of these super hog riders, like so badly. And I would have gone there if it hadn't been previously touched on. Like, so let's just say, just give us some super hogs or something. But I'm gonna go a little bit off the board here. I'm gonna say a super siege, specifically super blimp.
Ooh.
A little bit of a variation, maybe. Again, like it's timed for a specific amount, and maybe like 10 seconds or something. It's a super blimp, and then it goes back to normal. I don't know, something like that. I don't think that they could really give a super buffed version of any of the sieges, because if you did, I think that it would just be so freaking OP. But
It would really break the game.
yeah, so I think it would have to be something that would be a very just very timed, or just for a few seconds kind of thing, like an invincibility mode kind of thing, or something like that. I don't know, but that's where I'm going to go, just because either that, or maybe they give us like something that turns in. What was that dude, the purple dude from the other game that they gave us for a bit, and used to just
El Primo
from Salesforce.
El
Yeah. Maybe they'll give us like a super troop where like something turns into El Primo or something like that. That was my
Well,
other
that would be
thought.
kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could essentially, or maybe it doesn't even, nothing turns into it. Maybe it's just a super troop that you unlock, and it's just El Primo is the super troop, and it's just he's there, and you can use him then if you have him unlocked.
That troop was so good.
Oh, I loved El Primo. I loved him, man.
I mean, if you're taking a request, I'll take my Royal Ghost back.
I would just be El Primos all the time.
Did you say Royal Ghost, Magnus?
Royal Ghost.
Yeah. Like, what would if they get? That would be a good troop just to have, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, it made me look good.
It made a lot of us look good. It was so much fun.
Do you guys think that they would double up on super troops? Like, for instance, they've got super wall breakers, but then maybe they also give us like the giant skelly dude as another option for the wall breaker guys or something.
He did say that it wouldn't necessarily be 1-for-1, right? That there could be two versions. Darian, this way back when, maybe 2 years ago when they first started introducing them. So it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe at Town Hall 15, for example, you unlock new levels of super troops.
Yeah, and then at like Town Hall 19, you unlock like new versions of like super pets and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
All these things, yeah.
What about if they brought in emotes like they have in Clash Royale? You could spam emotes.
No, I've never wanted to break my phone and fight a 12-year-old before so bad in my life. Freaking hate those things.
So I take it you don't like them.
That stupid laughing king that just mocks you. Oh, dude, like the absolute worst. Like probably the reason I stopped playing Clash Royale all those years ago. You triggered me. I'm triggered now. I'm like absolutely just not okay with that.
Peter and Magnus, how do you guys feel about that?
I never played Clash Royale, so I don't get as heated by that suggestion. But I do find it would be really toxic in Legends because heaven forbid you're rocking out a 1-star and you've got someone laughing at you from the other side. I think I would break my phone.
It would hurt so much more in Clash because 95% of the time the other person wouldn't be online to mock you. Like in Clash Royale, you know the person's there because they're fighting back at the same time. But like if you're just like going and it's going terribly wrong, and then all of a sudden that thing pops up and you're like, oh, you son of a like, oh man, I can't even imagine. The anger would be multiplied so much.
I don't think we should talk about this anymore.
Moving right along. New gameplay. What could they do to the game to refresh it? Magnus, what do you think?
It's hard to say. I mean, much like Peter, I made a couple new accounts about a year ago, and I found that you're able to progress fairly quickly. From Town Hall, 1 up to 7, it takes you, about a month and a half to 2 months now? Which didn't used to be the case. And then each Town Hall seems to take a fraction of the time. I remember being at Town Hall 9 for a year, maxing out walls, the lab, heroes.
Oh my gosh, the heroes, yeah.
And then it was like another year at Town Hall 10. And I went from 9 to 10 to 11 in the span of less than 6 months. And that was me barely hopping on that account. So they've really made it attractive to progress to a higher level. But it would be really cool to see something where it's not so mundane once you are, let's say, at the top as of max 14 and all you have is legends.
Or unbreakable.
It is worth more than 100 gems.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just put that out there.
It's worth like 100,000 gems is what it's worth. Like, it's freaking ridiculous.
Rusty, did you ever finish?
Yeah.
Worst 2 months of my life.
Yeah,
Hey,
I did, but
Oh,
I'm probably at like 5,010.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. Yeah, that's worth like a lot of gems.
Yeah, I agree. Darian, if you're listening, it needs to be 1,000 gems for Unbreakable.
I think that they didn't envision so many people, like when the game started, were going to just throw their town halls outside and never ever take a defense and stuff. Like they didn't think about the people who are going to try and scam the system. They just figured, people will play how we tell them to play. No, they're not going to do that.
So there's also been some talk about them getting rid of the Builderman base, although Darian has assured us that it's simply in a holding pattern for now. Would you be happy or sad to see it go?
I'd be sad because then clan games would be harder.
Touche.
Yeah.
You'd have to make up for the fact that, how many of us grinded out that
6 builder
super delightful mode to get a 6th builder.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you offset that? Because that was the only reason why any of us played it.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get rid of it. I think it'll just, nothing will ever be upgraded ever again. Like nothing will change ever on it, but I don't think they can get rid of it because of the 6th builder, unless they just give it to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, then there's also the gem mine there, right? People are quite fond of that.
Yeah, and if you check it quite often, like you get more gems just off trees as well than the gem mine. Like if you stay on top of it, I mean, it maxes out, I think, like if you don't go there often, like on the amount of trees and stuff that grow, but if you go often, like you can You can get a lot.
Yeah. What do you guys think is going to be coming with Town Hall 15? They're getting pretty close to not having any space on the main village.
New pet.
No.
Yeah, a new pet, so that you can. There's gonna be more pets than heroes. So you pick and choose. One of them will stay stationary. One of them won't be used.
What kind of pet would it be?
Oh God, no!
We need another air pet. I think. I think so.
Yeah, like I
A friendly minion.
They already got
Like
the
some sort
they
of
already got the
dragon.
sleepy owl. So,
Dragon.
like I don't know what else. Just something. Give us something that doesn't look like it's dead when it's resting on your base.
But if we're following the trend, Town Hall 15, that should also be leading to a new hero.
I agree. Yes. Got a guess?
Goblin King.
Yo, lots of people would love a goblin, prince, king, whatever they say.
What did
Yeah.
they, though?
What do you do, though?
One shot of storage.
I mean, he's just
Gobble things.
right, gigantic sneaky goblin.
Just target storages?
Sneaky ability. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Royal Champion targets defenses, right? So
I think that they're going to bring in one. This is actually, I don't actually think this, but he's going to be the garbage man, and he's not going to target defenses. He's just going to clean up trash. Because he's the opposite of the Royal Champion. Except he's not mythical enough to be the garbage man, so they're not going to bring him in because it has to be somewhat mythical of like a creature. But yeah, I vote for the garbage man anyways. I think that'd be cool. And he could be the guy that could pop out of like the log launcher. Kind of looks like a garbage truck.
he just walks around and cleans up garbage. What about new spell levels or troop levels? What spells need new levels?
Heal.
Yeah, I would agree. With hybrid, it doesn't seem to be doing enough anymore.
What have we gotten? Like one heal level in the past 5-6 years? Like there's been only one, I think.
I think all the spells need a bit of a buff, like poison.
Even if they don't like even if the new level isn't like strength, but if it's like length, like make rage last half a second longer or something.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Well, even that with a freeze would be critical.
Oh well, yeah, of course with the freeze. I mean, the freeze you don't need it to be that's the same thing as making the freeze stronger, though, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, if you could do that, I mean, I don't know. Supercell will probably just give us like a better jump spell or like a stronger earthquake.
I think that would go a long way to sort of balancing, some of the defenses because defense is really strong at 14.
If they gave us the Goblin King, and if they gave us a buffed jump spell, you could Goblin Knife at 15.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Like it'd be like my Town Hall 9 heyday back all over again. That would be count me in.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's
I think
not.
if they could give us the heal spell.
God knows what super weapon the Town Hall 15 is going to have, so it's not like you're going to just be able to go and just chill and hang out and get to it and kill everything like you used to in 9.
I've got an idea for what it could be. What if it opens up this portal and it just shoots your troops back to the outside of the base?
Oh, like teleporting. Oh man.
In a poison spell or something.
I like it.
Wow.
See, that could actually be good. If you could queen
idea.
charge into there, teleport her out, that would actually be an advantage to the attacker.
Or what if they change the toilet trap to an actual toilet and it flushes your troops down the toilet and then they come back out over by the boat?
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, I had a really good idea here.
What, you didn't like mine?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What about if say at level 25 or something, or can be any other level, but what if they gave us like a clan bank that people can deposit gold, elixir, DE resources? Like, so, if I had like 2 books of spells. I could donate one to this clan bank, and clan members can withdraw from that bank, say once a week or once a month or whatever it is. In order to withdraw, you'd also have to deposit something.
Yeah.
I like the idea, but I also feel that it probably won't happen because of the, Darian's concern about like a black market sort of thing where people are going to basically buy in to try and get access to those resources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if you earned like tokens by donating to fill up things that are needed,
Mm-hmm.
and then you spend the tokens to withdraw other things? So you could donate 100 goblins, but that might only be good enough to get you 3 bowlers or something, right?
Yeah, that way you can't game the system.
Exactly.
Right.
And it would obviously be maxed on the amount of stuff that you can withdraw every day, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
they would they would charge you if you wanted to get more, and
Yeah, because I'm just
like
thinking many of us buy the gold pass and our resources are maxed out. It would be nice, instead of that being wasted,
Share the wealth. Yeah.
especially that you could sort of help out your clan members who are still upgrading.
Grinding walls, right? Look how much resources that took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just an idea I had, and
That's a good one. I like it.
so we had a couple of weeks now since Supercell split the Chinese clans into a separate server, and we talked a little bit about it earlier. But has anybody noticed any major changes? I know Fado in Absentia enjoys the ability to pronounce more opponents' names.
I haven't noticed.
I mean, that's about it for me.
I hope it doesn't affect the integrity of the World Championships too much. The GX Tiger is the defending champion, and they're not playing with us now. So does it change it for those high level guys? I don't know. Does it give them hope? Maybe. Didn't really affect it.
Yeah, they must have found a way to sort of meld it,
I mean, let's be honest here. China's banned a lot of things for a lot of years, and things have been banned. Like, for instance, like Google, Gmail. If you're in China and you want to access it, there's ways to do it if you know how. And I'm sure that the Chinese players that want to play Clash are getting to play Clash. There's just ways. There's ways to do it if you know how to work VPNs and how to bounce off of satellites and all those things. There is ways to do it. So I don't think that the overall World Championships will be compromised, other than maybe the finals if Supercell puts their foot down and find out that there's Chinese players on the team that makes it, that they would be bringing to the finals or something.
Yeah. I think they'll find a way to work. Yeah.
Sorry. The caveat to that, though, is that if they're using external resources, they're not using their own account. They'd have to effectively be starting from scratch.
Yes, that's true. But I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah. You'd have to be, or buying and all those things and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
you take that to Worlds.
So, look, talk a little bit about the World Qualifiers. Are you guys following it? There's all these different tournaments and what have you going on, Worlds warm-ups and that. Do you guys have favorite teams that you're following?
So I only get to follow it on Sunday because unfortunately I do have to work on Saturdays. So I do miss, probably the most exciting day of each run. And if I'm being honest, I don't really know who's participating this time around. I mean, I know I saw War and Glory and Space Station, and there's some Tribe. I mean, you got the normal fan favorites and some new guys coming in. But realistically, I couldn't tell you who played this weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't because everything else that was going on, I wasn't able to really follow too much of it yesterday. Today was Saturday, right? Today was Saturday, right? Not really sure, but I'm always cheering for Torella. Those guys are always my favorites, and there's a few of the others that I'm kind of rooting for, but it is interesting to watch them. So, hero pets. If you're upgrading, Magnus, what's the most important one to get to level 10 first?
Unicorn.
Yeah,
hands down.
I think the owl. He's won me battles at the end of the stuff when everything else is dead, and that little owl will chip away at something and win me that war attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would lean towards the owl because the unicorn, it's great as a healer, but it's so stupid. Just as soon as that queen is dead, it's like, okay, I'm going to walk right in front of this inferno tower across the base, and it's dead within seconds.
It's looking for giant bombs.
So-
You know that, right?
Yeah.
I lost my queen to a Sui once, and as I expected to, and it was during CWL, and I'm going in with Hydra, Dragons and Dragon Riders, and I wasn't sure why I pulled the CC. It was like a hound and an ice golem. I had to watch the replay like 3 times to see if the unicorn crossed the base and boarded out.
Wow.
So I changed my answer.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of the show here tonight. And Magnus, I want to thank you for coming on. It was a lot of fun. I tried to be as non-toxic as possible with you, and hopefully I succeeded.
Okay, you did a great job of not being toxic. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Awesome. And let's do some shout outs. Unfortunately, Rusty had to hop off. But Magnus, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, I want to shout out you guys. Absolutely fantastic. Appreciate what you guys do for Redthorn and for the CFF. Also do want to shout out, my OG clan members from the old Crystal Warrior days. So you've got Tis McGee, ODS when he was helping out. Some really solid players that really helped to guide me to where I'm at right now.
And would you give everybody your YouTube channel info, please?
Yes, absolutely. You can find me at youtube.com/C/Magnus Gaming. Sorry, Magnus Games.
And we'll put that link in the show notes as well, so people can find that when we post it up in Spotify and all those other pod places. So that would be awesome. Peter, do you have any shout outs?
I sure do. I'd like to give a shout out to UTB because he took that first attack in our 5v5 thing, and I think he kind of acted as our human shield. I think he would have liked to have done better, but I think it would have been very nerve-wracking if either you or I had to go first time.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks UTB for stepping into the line of fire for us. And shout out to Wizard of Woo. He had a little bit of bad luck in his attack, so big hug to him and a shout out to him. And of course, shout out to C-Note for beating me up. He beat me on percentage this week, so he's up 1 this time.
Yeah. Well, my shout out's going to be to Carl for organizing that event. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do it again. And also want to shout out everybody on Cat Scratch Fever for stepping up and warring. Even Magnus and Fado, they weren't able to be in the lineup. They had other obligations, but they were there supporting us. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for listening. The CFF is a family of clans in games such as Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many of the other Supercell games. We love to provide content via podcasts and other media. You can visit the Clash Files Discord to apply to any of our clans or to support our pods and events. As always, please send us your comments, ideas, and questions on Twitter at KGH Podcast or join the Clash Files Discord at discord.gg/ClashFiles.